Have you ever noticed something strange? You can walk through the house during the day fine, but then nighttime comes and then suddenly you're grabbing onto walls, furniture, or looking for something to hold on to. Well, what does neuropathy seem to get worse at night? The answer may surprise you. Well, welcome back to the Healing Wellness Show, sponsored by Iowa Wellness Center. I'm Dr. Karim, your host, and I'm joined by Mark Anthony today. Mark, thanks for being with us again. Mark, welcome back.
I appreciate it. How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, awesome. So we've got some great questions here. And one of the big questions are, have you ever noticed, just there's a lot of people out there that are struggling with neuropathy, and they have a lot of questions about not just numbness, not just about pain, but today I'm excited to go a little bit deeper. And one of the things I'd like to talk about, since this is a very hot topic, and as we know, a lot of people are struggling with this, Dr. Krim, this is one of the most, as we know, searched out neuropathy questions online. And let's talk about that. Why does walking for a lot of people become very hard to walk, say, in the dark?
Well, it's primarily because of the brain. Brain uses three major systems for balance. Vision is one of them. So if you've got bad vision, you know you're not going to balance as well. You're not going to know your surroundings as well. So balance does play a huge role, and I'll come back to a vision because that's really the primary focus for a lot of people that have balance problem is they actually
Mhm.
use vision as their sense and not their sensation. The other one is inner ear. So some people say, "Hey, I get vertigo," and yeah, when you start to have bouts of vertigo, you do get dizzy and you don't have your balance. So the inner ear definitely has a role, but a lot of times with neuropathy, that isn't the case. I would say it's a very, very small percentage that the ear is causing your balance problem. It's usually because of the feet. So it's the nerves on the bottom of the feet. They relay the message to the brain. Brain comes back, tells the feet what to do. So say you're getting off balance. Well, those electrical impulses are pretty quick. They fire at 270 miles an hour. So if you're taking, if that those nerves are firing way less than that, well, now it's not going to the brain quick enough for the brain to tell the feet, "Hey, I'm tilting to the left. Why don't you correct by going the opposite way?" And that's why people will start to have balance issues is because it's not communicating quick enough to the brain. So in return, they're using their vision for their balance. So if they're not, say, looking at their feet when they're going up and down stairs, that's where they might be tripping. But if they're looking at their feet, well, they're fine. But typically towards the end of the day is where you've used your vision, your other senses a lot more.
Mhm.
So then by the end of the day, you're more tired, more fatigued. Now you're not concentrating more with your eyes. So that's why you're feeling that the balance is worse towards the end of the day.
Okay, so that's of course. So what about when the lights go out?
Yeah, so it's the same concept is you're not using your eyes. So
Hmm.
because in the dark, especially if you're waking up and you're in the dark, so you can't get the sense of, hey, I am using my feet because the signals aren't working fast enough.
Interesting. So is that why is that so? I think the biggest thing here is, why does this reveal the nerve damage?
Say that again, Mark.
Why does this reveal the nerve damage?
Well, it reveals nerve damage because you're supposed to use your sensation, which are the nerves in the bottom of the feet. Okay. So those are the ones that control everything because it's relaying those messages back and forth to the brain. If it's not communicating that fast anymore, it's because there's nerve damage. Okay. So now you might have decreased circulation where it's not feeding that nerve sufficient oxygen and nutrients in order for that nerve to function and to fire
Hmm.
quick enough to the brain. So that's primarily the case of why it's not communicating, and that's why in return you're having the balance issues.
So, I mean, Dr. Mo, I mean, with just a few of the things that I mentioned, I mean, this is very dangerous, especially for people that are starting to experience this, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it is very dangerous because that's where you'll hear about a lot of people in the middle of the night. They're falling, breaking a hip, breaking a leg, can't move, can't call anybody. That's where it gets dangerous because you can have internal bleeding and not know and die. And if people have died because of a broken hip, broken leg, and they can't move. So it does get dangerous, and that's why typically some of the things that we tell our patients is, if you have balance problems, make sure you have night lights everywhere that you're going to be waking up and going. Get up, sit, acclimate, have your eyes acclimate to the light first before you get up and move, because again, you're using your vision more than your sensation.
What should patients do, especially, I mean, like right now, I mean, what should patients do? You mentioned, use night lights, what are other things that they should be doing?
So again, nightlight, very huge everywhere that you're going to be going. You
Mhm.
can install motion lights where you get up and you move, and it's going to turn on the lights. Removing any hazards, so don't have clutter everywhere because you could trip on that. Especially if you're getting up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, watch where your nightstands are, things like that. And then definitely wear supportive footwear where you have more of feeling because of your supportive footwear. And like I said, take your time. Get up, sit, acclimate to the light. Now take your time to get up. Make sure you're balanced first before moving, then start moving. So don't rush. Take your time.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So everyone out there, one of the things that Dr. Mo's really trying to say is when you're going through this, because what you should be doing currently right now is, he said, you use night lights, install motion lighting. You want to make sure that you're able to see where you're going, removing trip hazards, wearing the supportive footwear. Footwear is big out there. Can we talk maybe just a little bit about like footwear? What type of kind of footwear do you kind of recommend?
That will depend. I usually will recommend going to a podiatrist to get a foot scan done. Usually they can do a mold of your foot so then they can customize orthotics for you. And a lot of times they can customize shoes for you as well. And that way you're going to get the best support. Some people like to have wider shoes because tighter shoes does cause more pain for or more symptoms for them. And a lot of people like the easy, like Velcro, because it's easy instead of trying to tie. Because a lot of times neuropathy will also end up in the hands, and fine motor skills are hard for them as well.
So if we can talk just maybe just about a little bit of a patient testimonials. And as you guys know out there in internet land, this is very, very important. Guys, this is your life. This is your health. And when we hear patient testimonials, and the cool thing is Dr. Mo has many video patient testimonials of how he's helped so many people. He's one of the number one doctors in his area in helping people to get unstuck, to get out of pain. And so if you wouldn't mind, Dr. Karim, is maybe tell us some testimonials that you've seen with people that you've helped.
Yeah, I have. I mean, like you said, I've got hundreds of, but one that sticks out is a patient that came in, Rhonda. Again, she lets us share her story. But Rhonda was a widow. She lived alone, and she always did struggle at night, and she couldn't understand why. She told us that at night, she would sit on her recliner, and that's where symptoms got worse for her: the numbness, the tingling, sometimes cramping, throbbing, burning. But she would say at night is where she felt was the worst for her, especially if she got up to walk around. She said she had to use a cane or a walker at times at night, but during the day, she said she was fine. And that's again that brain nerve communication where during the day she was busy, so brain was occupied. At night, when she wasn't thinking or doing a lot of things, now the brain was telling the body what are the worst things in the body, and that's why it was flared up. But she did report that she fell a few times, and that's when she started to look into this more because she was afraid of breaking something. Excuse me. And she actually had a friend recently that did fall. She did break her hip, and the recovery a lot of times is they don't recover. So she was in a wheelchair, and that was her fear. Is she loved to move around, she loved to garden, she loved to do things. So that's why she started to seek help, and that's where she seeked us. We tested her, and that's where we found, yeah, she had about 85% nerve damage in the feet, which means she only had 15% left working for her. And that's why it wasn't communicating to the brain to tell her feet what to do. And that's one of the big clues for her to come seek us.
I love that. It's interesting. I always tell people that, we can have all the doctors in the world come on video and tell their story. But when an actual patient, talks about it on how they've from 1 to 10, 10 being high, they were in a lot of pain, and, 2, they went from 10 to 2 to 3 and less. It's like, it's the best calling card. And let's do what we always do, like a little rapid fire. Let's talk about, we're going to do some rapid fires here. And what this is to see if you guys are paying attention, because these are very important things for not just Dr. Mo to give you the correct answer, but to make sure that we're listening, because we can hear a video many times, but are we paying attention? So are you ready for the rapid fire
Yeah,
questions?
go ahead.
Okay,
Love 'em.
awesome. Okay. Are night lights helpful?
Definitely. Put them everywhere.
Everywhere. Spotlight. Should falls be ignored?
Definitely not. Do not ignore falls, even, tripping on things and you can, you're catching yourself. Those I wouldn't ignore either. Get your feet checked out.
Okay. Here's another one. Balance problems are always aging.
Nope. Aging have nothing to do with it. That's something I hear all the time. Hey, it's because I'm getting old. And it's nope. I do have 80-year-olds that are a lot healthier than 40-year-olds. So no, age has nothing to do with it. Podcast. So
And
number
again,
one,
I'm going to
balance
pause this.
relies heavily on nerve feedback. Okay. Number two, vision does compensate during the day. So don't just, think, oh, I'm tired at the end of the day, my feet, vision does play a huge role in that. And then number three, darkness exposes weakness in the nerve communication. So don't ignore it. So a quick teaser for next episode, why every neuropathy patient should check their feet every single day. That is something that I tell my patients when I'm testing them. If I see something wrong, I do tell them, hey, I do want you to check your feet every single day, and you'll understand why on the next episode. So if this episode helped you in any way, please take the next 10 seconds to subscribe. Most people listening do forget a lot of this content. So by subscribing, you're helping us reach more people who are struggling and reaching or searching for answers. And if someone you love is dealing with neuropathy, please share this episode with them today. You never know whose life it might change.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Dr. Karim. And everyone out there, like Dr. Karim said, let's share it, because you never know what life, one video can change one person's life. And people out there that you're struggling right now with neuropathy, you don't have to struggle. If you've heard doctors tell you guys over and over, you're done. Just take all the pills. And then you have to take the next pill and the next pill and the next pill, which I'll never truly understand, because there's quite a few doctors out there like Dr. Mo. Dr. Mo also helps people even over the phone. So, I mean, you can actually call him. Isn't that correct?
Lots of phone calls. Yep. I do a lot of consultation over phone because I do see a lot of people from different states as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on the Healing Wellness Show. Again, remember, your body was designed to heal. Your health is worth fighting for, and the healing starts with hope. Thank you again, and we'll see you on the next episode.